Welcome everybody. It is Free Patch Friday over at the Gear Website Store, and it is going to be our 800th episode of the Daily Gun Show. So to commemorate that and to raise some funds, because we just paid taxes, it's always good to raise a little funds, we're going to do some giveaways today over on the Gear Website Store. Every Friday, every order gets free patches. There's no minimum order, there's no coupons, there's no codes or anything. Every order on Friday comes out with free patches. That's something we do to say thank you to the people that help keep our projects online every Friday. But today, since it's our 800th episode, we're going to do a Gun Show Loophole Tour loot giveaway as well. Actually, there's going to be a couple, depending on how many people order from the store today. And as of I'm filming this in the afternoon, it's afternoon already on Friday, as I'm filming this, there's only one order. So that person might get all this stuff, or if we get a couple of orders, we'll do something on the Daily Gun Show tonight. But let's take a look. One of the things that we do online is encourage people to participate in our Second Amendment, and we like to bring our Second Amendment up onto the internet to share it so people are aware of what our true Second Amendment is, what our community is, what our culture is, what our industry is. And one of the ways that we do that is with the Gun Show Loophole Tour. Over the years, we've toured across the country many times, and I, as often as possible, visit gun shops, firearms museums, and in either industry events or Second Amendment events. And I try to participate by purchasing things at the stores, collecting business cards, stickers, logo items, and sharing that with the people that help make this all possible through crowdfunding. I really believe crowdfunding is an interesting and almost unique way to create content that normally wouldn't exist in a standard free market, where those with resources decide what's going to get the most reach or the most profit, and then create content accordingly. This is much more grassroots. The crowdfunding efforts allow content like ours and others that's unique and different flavored than the typical to exist and to flourish in some cases. And we've been very successful with our efforts to travel the country and visit gun shops, and this is some of the results of that efforts. And one of the ways that we share the Second Amendment with our supporters on Patreon is to send out stuff like this. And this is some of the extras from those thank you perks that we've sent out over the months and years, I guess, with some of this stuff. So today, any order from the Gear Website Store, of course, is going to come with a free patch. But in addition, you're going to be in the running tonight on the Daily Gun Show. We'll give all this stuff away to one of the people that purchased over at the store. And then again, depending on how many people purchase today, we won't leave anyone hanging. Every 5 orders or so, we'll make up another, maybe less big, but another Gun Show Loophole Tour package so that you can experience some of the stuff that we've experienced over the years. Now, this is 3 minutes in, and if this is all you were interested in hearing in this video, feel free to take off. But one of the reasons we do what we do is because we've been online for a while, and we have some understanding of how the internet works. Gun websites started from website people, and the team was building websites for clients and understanding how the web worked. There's things that are useful that aren't always obtainable or affordable. And one of our efforts has always been, we're called gun websites for a reason. Our efforts have always been focused on using the internet's tools and structures to support Second Amendment things. So a lot of the projects that we've worked on is to help build infrastructure and links and networking. CloverTech brought a great term. I'm going to start stealing, bridging Second Amendment groups and communities. So in that vein, we travel the country, we check out gun shops, we check out museums, and we collect, again, stuff from those places, and we send that out to our Patreons. Today we're sending that stuff out to a purchaser over the Gear Website Store. But I'm going to go through now and talk about each of these items for one, so that people who haven't seen this before can get an idea of the kind of places that we visited and hear about some of the shops and museums, but also so that when I create this video and post it on our YouTube channel and then on Gunstream or in GunTube, Gun Channels and other places, it'll have just links in the description to all these places. And that'll start to create some infrastructure on the web. So we do this to relay information to the viewers of the video, but we also do it to establish places online that link to a lot of these gun shops and museums that can use all the help they can get with these kind of things. Sharing, liking, all those kind of things. People ask for that because those cross links are important. We're attempting to build additional infrastructure on the web by posting content like this with all those attributions and links. So let's go through and look at some of the stuff or all the stuff that you're going to get if you purchase something at the Gear website store and then get selected during tonight's Daily Gun Show to win this package. We've kind of got it sorted here by stickers from the gun shops that we visited. We've got some other stuff from the gun shops. We've got patches from those shops and museums. We've got some general patches and stuff here. We've got business cards, some more stickers. I've got some brochures. Got a couple of magazines too off screen here, and that's where we'll start. So we always ship everything in padded envelopes to avoid damage, and then we track everything and insure everything so that there's no issues with stuff getting to everybody. Knock on wood. We've had pretty good efforts or pretty good success with that over the years. So we're going to throw some magazines into the package first. First is this old Recoil magazine from, I guess, last year. We got this at the Brownell store in Iowa. They just had a mess of them there, and I don't know if that's something they always do. They had piles and piles of them there. It was all the same issue, but I don't know if it's because they were featured in there or what. It didn't really explain, but it said free, take some. So we did, and I'm going to take a minute and jam it into this package. Alright, so there's that. We've got a couple of magazines that came. Well, that magazine came from the Gun Rights Policy Conference. We've got this, I guess, probably a welcome booklet type informational thing from the Whittington Center. We'll talk more about that one. It's the big NRA range in New Mexico. From the large gun show in Tulsa from last year, we've got the April show directory, which is a pretty big directory of all the different attendees, 4,500 tables. And then we've got the agenda for the Gun Rights Policy Conference last year in Chicago. So all of those will act as the protective bread in our sandwich, and we'll put all the loot in between here so that nothing gets damaged. And this is, again, to give people, I don't know, hands-on, a little something from these different events. So I guess we'll start with some of the brochures. Those are fairly large. They're over here. We've got one from the National Cowboy Museum in Oklahoma City. Very neat museum. Lots of art and Western stuff, but pretty decent gun selection there. Centennial Gun Club, check this out in Denver, Colorado. A really nice gun shop. One of the fanciest ones I've seen around the country. We got the Brownell store, the one that Recoil magazine came from. So it's a big catalog company, and they have a retail store. It's really large, just on the highway in the middle of Iowa. We've got Bill's Gun Shop and Range, a really nice range up in Minnesota, North Dakota, and Wisconsin. We visited the ones in Wisconsin and North Dakota. I missed all three Minnesota locations. Then we've got the Shooting Center in Las Vegas, one of the many rental places to give you an idea, if you haven't been to Vegas, what it's like to rent a machine gun or a package so you can shoot like for an afternoon. We've got the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame and Museum in Waco, Texas. I'm filming this on the anniversary of the end of the Waco siege, but I guess it's a small world, irony or whatever, but that Texas Ranger Museum there in Waco is awesome. Really cool museum. The Texas Ranger aspect is super cool, and the guns are not lacking. There's a really good gun history element to that museum. They take some time and really explain guns where they probably didn't have to, so I give them credit for that. It's a cool museum, definitely worth checking out. Waco's about halfway between Dallas and Austin, so it's worth stopping if you're ever in Texas driving. We've got the Cody Firearms Experience. We'll have a patch from them as well. Really cool gun shop outside the east gate of Yellowstone in Cody, Wyoming. They have a range. They have a really active Instagram page lately too. They do matches there, and they offer hands-on firearms, not just history, but hands-on shooting firearms for all those international visitors and people from throughout the country that visit Yellowstone. And they might not be expecting it, but they're going to see that billboard and a really cool van out front. It's a really cool place and cool people there as well. We got a bunch of patches from there. We wanted to leave them some money and be sure to give them a shout out as often as possible. We've got that Whittington Center in kind of the middle of nowhere, New Mexico, right where it hits Colorado. Really neat range out there, though. Whatever you think of the NRA, make those decisions based on knowledge of what they offer, and that Whittington Center is awesome. It's a shame they only get, 10% of the NRA's raised money. Let's see, then we got the Las Vegas, New Mexico brochure. Las Vegas, New Mexico is just south of that range, where they filmed the movie Red Dawn, all kinds of other cool movies. We've got the Autry Museum brochure from Los Angeles, another cool museum. Lots of guns, but also a lot of art and, I guess Western TV and movies type of stuff. We've got that National Cowboy Museum, another brochure for them. I've got one of the things from probably the Tulsa Gun Show. This was a people I met at the Tulsa Gun Show called Strategic Veteran. And it's really neat. It's a way that you can, if you're not using your GI Bill or your veterans benefits, I guess your veterans benefits, your VA benefits, ways to cash out and get that money away from the government and their lack of responsibility, and to put it into more of a private thing. So I'm really interested in learning more about that. Then we've got the Gat Guns, just a neat thing that they had by the cash register. Gat Guns, we'll see here in a minute too. With a patch is a really cool gun shop just outside of Chicago, and then the Gun Rights Policy Conference. No, actually, I got these in Salt Lake City. I grabbed a bunch of these brochures for the Gun Owners of America from Impact Guns. They had a whole mess of them, so I grabbed a handful. So that's some of the brochures that'll go into the package here. And let's see, why don't we go to this pocket Constitution that I honestly don't know where. I got it from Gun Freedom Radio. Where do you know? I probably got this at AZ Firearms. So that'll go into the package. That's one of my favorite podcasts. One of my 3 favorite podcasts is Gun Freedom Radio, and AZ Firearms is the gun shop affiliated with that show. These are just some patches or stickers that accumulated over the years from different places. Magpul, Bushmaster, Smith. KCI sent us a bunch of patches recently. Ammo.com, I think we got those at Gun Rights Policy. Some others just probably from SHOT Show or NRA or something. So we're putting those stickers in there. Next we've got a 50 BMG turned into a bottle opener. Is it a whistle? No. From a place called RSM Firearms, a place that, as I was driving down the road, going east into Chicago in northern Illinois, I saw this gun shop. So I stopped. It was an old, probably service station, like a 3-bay service station if I remember, and ended up chatting with the guy there about Illinois gun laws and concealed carry and the Springfield whole thing, and being a gun shop. It was interesting to hear that insight. Really cool gun shop. That's something that they had for sale, so I was happy to spend some money there, leave some money behind. And then they have a sister shop a bit north of there, and I ended up kind of spending the day looking at gun shops based on that initial find. And then he sent me to one, and then came down the road and found Marengo guns, which we'll talk about here in a second too. So next we got some business cards. I try to grab business cards whenever I remember from the gun shops. And, some people collect business cards, other people, don't pay much attention. But, think about what this stack of business cards represents. This is nowhere near all the gun shops we visited by far. I've picked these up on different legs of the tour, but these are all over the country. And these are just shops that most of the time I didn't have any idea they were there. I just found them or discovered them on Google or as I was driving down the road or saw a sign or something. And so we'll take a look. We've got AZ Firearms, again, Gun Freedom Radio podcast. This is their shop up in Western Phoenix or Avondale. This was a guy at a Phoenix gun show that when I was doing the gun show loot, I bought a bunch of these devices that he made that allow a ammo can, a 50 ammo can, to be a lockable storage. Just a little bolt and lock setup he had created and sold as a kit. We bought a bunch of those and sent them out to Patreons. This is The Hub, a really cool gun shop up in Lakeside, Arizona, sort of northwest of Phoenix, or northeast of Phoenix. We got a cool card. You'll get these sometimes at gun shows to give you an idea of when the next shows are coming up, so you can see some of the Arizona or the Phoenix gun shows coming up. This was a thing from Brownells, but it's actually from Gunsight. And I guess it's sort of a Target advice kind of card. Kind of cool. Just a little bit wider than a business card. I don't know. I think I'd rather have it the size of a business card. That Centennial Gun Club. They got a cool card. You can imagine they've got a cool shop. Real classy. hopefully people treasure this as much as I do, holding it in my hand. This is Dragon Man's business card. So if you haven't been to Dragon Man's, you're missing out. Put it on your bucket list. Till then, maybe you can grab a business card from Dragon Man's. That's really neat. I mean, talk about having a cool business card. Then we got that Marengo Guns I talked about. They have a couple of neat cards. This is a really neat gun shop in Northern Illinois. A lot of cool guns, and they're really good displays. I was really impressed by that shop. We actually grabbed a couple of things there on the tour. This is H&H, a really cool gun shop in Oklahoma City. It's going down the highway, so it's like a mile long, and actually there's like, what am I forgetting, 18 ranges or 20-something ranges there. So imagine one of these industrial buildings that go along a highway, and this place has most of that building. So it's just a very, very long, large gun shop. Really, really impressive. And what's cool is it's right on I-40, so everybody driving east and west across the country sees H&H there. Kind of cool. Then we got Hits and Misses. This is out on the west side of Phoenix, a little shop. I found this as I was driving from a anti-gun, anti-Trump protest one year, heading out to California. And again, I just stumbled across the sign and stopped in, and neat little shop. I don't know, I don't like these little square business cards though. What do you think? I like business cards that fit in little sleeves and stuff. But that's a set of business cards. They change all the time, so if you're interested in collecting business cards, let me know. I'm happy to get you a set from the shops we visited, but otherwise it's just another way to pull the real Second Amendment up, into our hands, and then help send them out to people that might be interested, and just to, again, put some links out there and some talking or some conversation about those gun shops. So next, I guess, let's dig into some of the patches. This was a gun shop, or a surplus store that we visited up in Minnesota, and that's where the safety pin comes from. It's called CC Military Surplus. I think it's a chain, but they were cool dudes, and that's one of the only times people knew what the gun show loophole tour was. We were there, and they had known what the tour was, so that was actually really cool. And I just found them, again, looking for surplus stores. I think they were about the only surplus store in that area in St. Paul. So this is cool. It's like a laundry bag thing or something, but it's almost a weapon. It's really cool. And they weren't expensive. They were like $1. So I grabbed a bunch of them, and I think they ended up giving me even a better deal on it. But that's the safety pin that comes from CC Military Surplus. We've got that Whittington Center. They have a patch, so these don't have Velcro on them. Got one from the Cody Firearms Experience, that cool gun shop and range that we talked about. Got one from Gat Guns, again, we talked about. Cool gun shop in Illinois. At the Gun Rights Policy Conference, Second Amendment Foundation had this new patch. At least I hadn't seen it before. I grabbed a giant stack of them. You're going to get one. Got the 45th Infantry Division Museum in Oklahoma City. I think I'm out of the brochures at this point. I had a stack of them. One of the coolest museums for military, small arms, and static displays of vehicles and airplanes and stuff out front. Really cool. Any age kid is going to enjoy it, from a little kid up to old person. And it's free. I think it's one of those donation, if I remember right. It's just you donate, so leave a bunch of money there. It's a private collection that's now kind of maintained by the 45th Infantry Division, and in one of their old buildings. So it's like an armory building or something. Really cool museum, and it's an excellent experience too. You can walk around at your leisure. It's not super huge. Somebody with bad hips or legs or something has places to sit down. Real good glass. You can see everything. They're arranged by campaign. Really, really like that museum, and it's right off the highway. Definitely worth checking out if you're ever in Oklahoma City. I guess we have a couple of patches here. DSG Arms, a couple of Glock patches, probably from SHOT Show over the years. I think we've already talked about all this stuff, so that'll go into the envelope here. It's a lanyard, I guess, for whatever, from Glock. Got a Glock hat pin, and a Glock pen, and a Glock keychain. So all the free stuff from Glock. And I guess this is fairly recent stuff. No, it's not. It's a couple years old. So it's an older pen and the more recent keychain, though. We've got a couple of postcards. This one's from Las Vegas, New Mexico, where they filmed Red Dawn, and they've left this building mural thing up, and this is a postcard from it. Then we've got the Browning Museum. This was one of the few things you can buy at the Browning Museum that I suspect goes to fund it. So I bought as many as I could. You'll get one of those. Got a bunch of stickers here. Of course, we try to save money on the adventures by staying in the van and using things like Planet Fitness. So you got one of those stickers. This is a bunch of the little stickers that came from Tulsa one year. When you sell a gun, you put a little sticker on it. Owl and Anchor does a lot of our stickers for us, and there's no way to buy this little sparkly gun channels one that Angelina made up one time. So you'll get one of those. We've got a Vocal Ghibli sticker, the 2A History Project sticker. I guess we'll keep going with ours. We've got the 2A Media, or the New Media Press Pass, the Mellow sticker, and one of our little logos. So a bunch of our stickers. Then let's get into stickers from others. Alan Corwin's Gun Slaves Live. Got a couple of those. Gun store in Las Vegas, one of the first, and at least as far as I've been going to Vegas, they've had rental firearms and machine guns. So really cool logo, I think. They're right next to the airport. Really cool place, and every time I've been in there, the people have been really cool too. Billings, Army, Navy. I cannot tell you how cool of a surplus store. This is one of my favorite surplus stores in the country, and I've been to quite a few of them. Really cool surplus store if you're ever in Billings, Montana. We've got the Buffalo Bill Museum sticker. We've got AZ Guns, a cool shop here in Arizona that's started visiting their shop, and then they've moved locations, and really cool. Anyway, they got a neat logo. We got Wind River, what do you call this? An outfitter in Lander, Wyoming. Cool shop, cool social media feeds. They have cool products. You'll get one of their stickers. Then we've got Gallinson's, another really unique and awesome gun shop. This one's in Salt Lake City, over 100 years old, and just really cool. Check out their Instagram. Check out what they're doing online. Really doing it interesting and neat. Got AZ Firearms again, Gun Freedom Radios. This is one of their decals. I purchased those at their store. So back to Gallinson's. They gave me one of these knives. I bought a bunch of their stickers, and they gave me a couple of these knives, and that's what they gave them to us for, so we could give them away to people. And it's kind of neat. It's a really aggressive looking knife. It's like a rubber overmold, seatbelt cutter, and a thing, so it's like an emergency type of knife, and it's new in the box. We'll send that to you. Looks like we got a couple of other things. The Gun Show Loophole Tour, last year's PVC patch and card. We've got the revolver patch, Every Second Matters card. We've got the little smashed penny from the that's from the Browning Museum. Some keychain. We've got a little tiny flippy voodoo doll, along with a little Homer Simpson. Owl and Anchor does these Pro Gun as swears rubber bands and wrist bracelets, I guess. We've got a Sierra Bullets patch that we got in Tulsa one year with P226 Nut, the now knife maker, and then a Phoenix patch that I got at a SAR show one year. Last, I guess, but not least, is a cool gun shop in Roswell, New Mexico that both Bob and I have both visited and checked out. So we've got stickers from there. I think that's everything. And this is all going to go out to someone who purchases things at the Gear Website store today. And this was an effort to explain the tour a little bit, an excuse to link to a lot of these shops and museums, and a little time to talk about our Second Amendment. Thanks everyone who help keep our projects online and on the road. Let us know in the comments what you think. And as always, thanks for watching.